everybody, and welcome to the FL Solidity Team Call Thanksgiving Edition 2023. So first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to all of you and all of your families. And I'm extremely thankful not only to be in business with each and every one of you, but to be having an ongoing relationship with each and every one of you and being able to help lead, guide, and direct you guys to the place that you're trying to go next. So super thankful for each and every one of you watching this today and each and every one of you guys just out there trying to do better every single day. You know, during this time of year, I do think it's important to take a step back and truly think about what we're thankful for, right? Thanksgiving has that whole cliche of, happy Thanksgiving, but what are we actually thankful for, right? And I know for me, one of the things that I am most thankful for is not only being in this industry, but being in this industry with the absolute best team and leaders behind me. So thanks to all of you guys for helping put me in a better position each and every day. And I hope I can serve you guys back, and that can always be reciprocated as well. But happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys and all of your families. With that being said, I am going to make this call kind of short, sweet, and to the point, but it's going to be really informative. I came out of a meeting this past week with some of the top leaders here at Family First Life, and there are some crazy updates that are happening to the Lead Center. Now, if we think back to Lead Center or ILC, when it first came about, there's people that said, ABC happened with the lead. Here's the way I view a lead is like a lead's a lead's a lead. Now, I understand not everybody has that, same scope, so to say, that we're looking through. But with that all being said, we have some crazy, incredible updates with the Lead Center that I really just want to go over with you guys. And I want everyone to kind of be able to always take a listen back to this call to reference, almost as a guide of, hey, I don't have leads. What do I do? None of us should ever be in that situation, ever, even before this update. But ever in that situation, just because the ILC is packed out with leads, which is absolutely incredible. So first and foremost, working out of the ILC, there's now 90 different lead vendors. Yes, you heard right, 90 different lead vendors that operate in some different facet of the Lead Center and or ILC, which is crazy, meaning that a lot of us have went out there, we've made our own ad campaigns, we work with different lead vendors, things of that sort. And what we're really trying to do here at Family First Life is get all of those resources under one umbrella and keep everything together. Because if we're all being honest, it makes it that much easier when all of our leads are in one place. So, few important updates that I'm going to hit on, okay? First and foremost would be live transfers for life leads, okay? Now, a live transfer is exactly what it sounds like. Somebody calls, receives a phone call or is called in regards to life insurance. It's then a lead that's transferred over to an agent, being that the person on the phone has said they did want to look into life insurance or they did want to look at life insurance policies. At that point, the call is transferred over to us as the agent, and we take that call and we go ahead and we close it and we help that family. So those are going to be live in your Lead Center, which is amazing. Those are going to be $55 per lead. But guys, that's not the only lead. So if you're like, well, I don't want to pay $55 a lead, here's what I can tell you. There's different people in my team, everybody's team, that have went in different places to get live transfer leads. You're not going to find a live transfer lead cheaper than $55. And the reason why, you might say, well, how is FFL or the ILC able to get that cost down? We want to think about it as bulk buying, right? When you go into, for example, CVS and you buy, one pair of, one tube of toothpaste, right? Okay, cool. You might pay $5 or $10 for that toothpaste. Whereas if you go into CVS and you buy 10 things of that toothpaste, it's going to be, 10 times whatever the cost of the toothpaste is. Whereas if you go to Costco, where they sell wholesale, and you buy those 10 tubes of toothpaste, you'd probably save yourself about half of the amount, give or take, right? So same thing here. They're buying in bulk. That's not only for essentially live transfer leads, that's for any and all leads that I'm really going to hit on today. So again, 90 different lead vendors under one platform, which I think is absolutely amazing. And by the way, and counting. So if you have a vendor out there that you're using, you're like, I love this vendor, I wish it would be in the ILC, reach out to us. Maybe we can propose, some type of deal that would make sense for both the vendor and for Lead Center. So another great thing that they have implemented is buying leads based off of the likelihood to close them versus their age. So every lead that's essentially an internet lead is going to have a score. Now, I want to be clear, your direct mail, your BPL, if you know what that means, then you probably have one, or you know what I'm talking about. Those are not going to have a score. But the other ones are going to have scores based off data points. And a score over 80 is going to be a top tier lead, okay? So essentially, instead of buying them based off of age, we're buying them based off of score. Now, if you're familiar with the Lead Center, the leads used to go right back into the ILC, essentially, after 30 days. And they would go back in every 30 days. Now what that's going to look like when the lead is sold for the third time, right? So let's just say I buy the lead, I'm not able to close it or help that family in 30 days. It's going to essentially turn into a second chance lead, whereas let's just say Tom is able to buy it. Now let's say Tom buys that lead, he's unable to close that family or maybe get in touch with that family in those 30 days. The lead's going to be sold one last and final time. So for the third time it's sold, that's it. It's not going to be resold again. So we want to really think about that and when it comes to buying leads and also marking them as sold. Make sure in your Lead Center now and to date that you are always marking your policies as sold and dispositioning them to do so. Excuse me. A couple of things I thought were really cool was, first of all, I loved how it wasn't going to go in after that third time. That was amazing. Another thing that's really important is there's a new feature, and some of you guys may have seen this roll out. It's called Automate and Save with the Lead Center. What this allows you to do is you get to pick a blend of different lead types. It could truly be literally, 10 of every lead type in the ILC, hypothetically. But it can truly be any lead type that is under the Lead Center that you're able to go ahead, you're able to go in there and you're able to have it automatically set up so that it's a blend of leads each and every week. And you're going to have that on a reoccurring payment. Now, what's the advantage of this? The advantage of it is it's going to be 15% off your orders, every single order. So Automate and Save is amazing for a couple of reasons. First of all, you're saving 15% off, which is always great. But above that, the reason that's going to be really important is going to be your leads. If they're not being automated, you don't know where your leads are coming from. You don't know if you're even going to get leads. You don't know how you're going to get leads. That's eventually going to become a huge problem in your business. And unfortunately, I've seen it become a problem in folks' businesses in the past. Automating your leads is the best way to show yourself, I am dedicated to this business and I am going to win at this business. I am capable of this business. Guys, if your leads are not automated, you are automating yourself out of the business, truly. Get your leads on automation. I love this feature because it's truly going to be for those of us that are willing and wanting to be in this business and wanting to try and want to work hard, want to show up for ourselves, our clients, our teams, our families every single day. This is going to make sure that you do just that. Because here's what I can tell you. If you're spending, let's just a hypothetical, you're spending $1,000 a week on leads, you're not just going to let them sit there. Whereas if you're like, oh, maybe I'll buy the leads tomorrow, maybe if I feel like dialing, it's like level yourself up, right? Become the new version of you. Like, do you want that to always be you? Like, I hope I can get those leads, or I hope there's enough leads. This way we don't have to hope there's enough. We know that there's enough, guys. And again, you get to save money on it, and it's an automated system, and you can blend the lead types. I truly didn't think anything like this would ever be possible, but lo and behold, Lead Center, has dropped that. So I think that that's absolutely amazing. And I do think that we should absolutely take advantage of the fact that that's happening versus shooting in the dark. So if you're not on an automated lead regimen, reach out to me, reach out to your upline. I would love to help you out of what's a good blend, but don't shy yourself away from this. Don't convince yourself that you're the one person out there that doesn't need an automated lead order. Because here's what I can tell you. There is not one person out there that doesn't need an automated lead order. So this needs to happen. Next thing that I want to talk about is verified leads. Now, some of you guys may have seen these already in Lead Center. So verified leads, what they are is essentially AI or artificial intelligence prompts to get people onto the phone. So it's basically essentially in the back end having a conversation with said prospect about life insurance to be able to route that lead to you. So I really do think that this is an amazing lead because it's a text feature, whereas, the AI is going back with the potential client and you're able to see that information. So I think that that's really important. You're able to see the interaction, and these are going to be going for $20 a lead, okay? Now, if you are not familiar with real-time campaigns, you should be. However, if you're not, I'm just going to kind of cue you in on that. So a real-time campaign can now be set up for Facebook leads, mortgage protection leads, IUL leads, essentially any lead across the board. Almost real-time leads can be set up for. So real-time leads are exactly that. They come in real time, and they're routed right over to your ILC and Lead Center immediately. With that being said, advantage of real-time leads, again, is knowing that you're going to have those leads coming into you. You can also use automate and save feature on your real-time lead orders as long as you're doing it prior. So if anyone has questions on that, feel free to reach out to me. And then last lead type, so to say, I want to hit on is IVR incomplete and IVR complete. So if you're not familiar with what an IVR lead is, it's essentially a call-in lead, meaning that somebody received some type of form in the mail, whether it was about mortgage protection, final expense, and they called the number and either, it said, they call and it says something along the lines of, hey Marisa, this is for more information to cover your mortgage on 123 Main Street in Malden with, ABC lender for $300,000. At that point, it's going to ask me, what's my age? I can prompt my age in, put my age in, boom. It's going to ask me, am I a smoker? I answer 1 for yes, 2 for no. It's going to ask me, do I have a co-borrower on the loan? 1 for yes, 2 for no. That way, before calling that lead, you have somewhat of a background or a premise of who you're calling. Now, let's just say I pick up that card that I get in the mail and I call it and it starts asking me, how old are you? And I hang up on it. That's going to be an incomplete lead. So an incomplete lead means that they showed interest because they picked the phone up, they called the number, but then they decided, hey, for whatever reason, they weren't going to complete the prompts. Sometimes they just simply don't have time. These are one of my favorite lead types, complete and incomplete, because sometimes they simply just hung up because they're like, oh, it was a robot, didn't really have time, whatever. They didn't really get to hear it all out, but they are indeed interested. So don't count out your incompletes either, is my point. Now, the IVR complete would be where I go through, I follow all those phone prompts, and I am prompted back to, that someone's going to reach out to me as it pertains to the mortgage protection coverage. So really amazing things dropping out into the ILC. There's also build your own campaigns. There's just amazing things going out there. There's also a rejection feature on leads in the ILC. Now, I think that this is really important because we've all probably, if you've been in this business for, a month and you're actually working it, you've probably bumped into a time where, a lead was filled out and the person filled out 40 forms, right? Because that's just what people tend to do at times. Now, why do they fill out 40 forms? I don't know. You probably don't know, and the world may never know. However, what they have integrated into Lead Center is a rejection feature, meaning if the lead already exists, they will not accept the lead into Lead Center. So if John Smith fills out a lead and it goes in, right? And let's just say that it's, it's a verified lead, okay? And then John Smith tries to go ahead and do that again, it's going to reject John Smith because it has its John Smith's data points, such as his name, his telephone number, his address, his email. There's so many different data points that it picks to that it's able to reject the lead out. So if the lead already exists, it's not going to take the lead. I think that is absolutely huge. And with all of this being said, guys, there's a lot going on in Lead Center. So don't count Lead Center out. You got to count Lead Center in. At this point, looking at the different avenues I've went down for leads at different times in the business and looking at what's rolled out into Lead Center, I am not confused that Lead Center is going to be the best place for me to be buying and purchasing my leads, even to help agents. Another great thing about Lead Center that just rolled out is a dollar for dollar voucher. Now, what does that mean? That means maybe you're helping a new agent get up and started, right? Maybe you want to give them a credit, right? So of course we can issue vouchers, to our agents. But at the same time, we want to make sure, like sometimes for me, I'll tell people who are like moving really fast, like, hey, John, I know you're moving really fast. You want to get this thing started. You did your pre-licensing and passed your exam in 3 days. You're crushing it. You're moving, and you mentioned to me you have $500 you want to spend on leads. This dollar for dollar voucher is going to allow it so that when John spends his $500 on leads, he's going to have an additional $500 to spend that I put in there as his upline. So it's just a huge benefit to be able to really navigate through this, and be able to take it for what it is, but also take it as a tool that's going to help you grow and scale your business, which I think is really important. Another cool thing that I did not know is every Ethos IUL sold, an agent gets a $100 lead voucher in Lead Center. So it's like, have those clients that, want an IUL, they need an IUL, that's what their needs and their wants are. Write Ethos if the product makes sense. And their new IUL is absolutely amazing and really, really easy to solve, instant decision. I think it's amazing. On top of it, not only are you going to have the income coming in from issuing that out with Ethos, but you're going to have an additional $100 going into your actual Lead Center account. So I think that's really cool. Now, as a new agent, your first Americo policy, so your first policy that you ever write with Americo, they'll issue you out $100, again, in a Lead Center credit. So guys, take advantage of these small things that matter because they're going to help you in your business in the long run. Outside of that, that's really what I wanted to talk about today, was just the new features of the Lead Center. Now, is this really exciting? Some of you guys might be like, no, it's not exciting at all, actually. But is it really necessary? Absolutely. So make sure that you're looking at the Lead Center. You're looking at kind of what we're talking about now, and you're matching it up with Lead Center. There's going to be a whole lot more stuff that's coming out, and I don't want to make this any more confusing than it may already be. The last thing I'm going to hit on is plan enroll. So if you have a BPL program, right now this is working on the Medicare side or the health side of things, and you'll see that it's active there. You're able to actually go ahead and get that set up now without having to reach out to the leads department, have them send you back correspondence, get this signed, get that signed. You're able to get it all set up right in Lead Center. So it's like the one-stop shop, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope everybody has an amazing Thanksgiving and an amazing one with their family. But outside of that, I really just want to wrap up with, sometimes, in this business or just as a human being, just to be quite frank, like sometimes when you don't have to be a warrior, you forget how to be a warrior. And really what I mean by that is sometimes when you pull yourself out of a situation, you forget that you had to pull yourself out of that situation. So if you can do it once, you can do it again, you can do it a million times. And the reason I bring that up is some of us might feel like we're in a situation where things could be better, or we want things to look like this or like this. And I understand, because guess what? I've been there. But at the same time, you just want to remember that warrior that you were then, you still are now, but pull it out. Don't get your back so close against the wall again that you have to be a warrior. Stay a warrior, stay hungry, stay humble. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.